Here, we want to share some important takeaways with you. Social media has been called the new public relations, and just like previous forms of public relations, social media needs to be an integral part of your overall strategic marketing plan. And while it's not a magic button, social media can enable you to understand and connect with your target market in a more mutually beneficial way. It allows you to share valuable information and insights with them so that they get to know, like, and trust you. The key is that you must be consistent with all your social media activity. Continuously build your network of connections and provide value, and you will see results. We want to thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat box now, and we'll get to answering them in just a few minutes. Jeremy mentioned earlier that we were going to share with you some real-world examples, and so here's a slide where we share the URLs for those. So when you download the presentation off of the SCORE website, you can just click on those and go see some real examples of how companies are doing what we've been talking about in a really, really great way.
Okay, thank you very much, Tamara and Jeremy. If you'd like to get a hard copy of this particular presentation, if you just Google Raleigh SCORE and you go to our website, you'll see one that's called Online Workshops or Online Workshops. Just click on that button; it'll take you to the social media marketing presentation. Just download it, and you're on your way. As a follow-on to the particular session today, if you'd like to have an appointment with one of the counselors, please feel free to go to our website. Again, same at Raleigh.score. There's a big old green button there. Click on that, and that'll take you to where we have appointments that you can make. As I said, there are 7 different locations, and there are different times for each one of them. Just click on those and make an appointment. We'd be glad to talk to you. As you can see on the bottom of this, you can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So we are actually connected to each one of them. As I'm sure some of you today, we're learning how to use these media as everybody else. But it's very important that you stay connected. So we have our first question.
Want me to read it?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Most people can't read it, that's small type.
All right. So guys, the first question that came in from Anna, and she said, I'm trying to get my photography business off the ground, and I have someone working on building a website for me. Is it best to wait until the website is usable before engaging a lot of social media marketing? So from my perspective, in the internet marketing world, we tend to do things in sort of a sequential order. My advice would be you can start your social media campaign, but I would start it from the perspective of just building your content out there before you go engaging a lot of users, because you really, especially your photography portfolio, most of that's going to be on your website. So what I think you would want to do is, as the website's starting to roll out, that's when you would want to start engaging followers on your social network. Doesn't mean you can't go ahead and build it, because just because you build it doesn't necessarily mean they'll come. But you can start those efforts in parallel, and then from there, as your site's rolling out and going live, then that's when you would want to make your bigger push from a social media perspective. Does that help answer your question? Very good. Very good. We got one right. Yay. So how about other questions, folks?
We have another 9 minutes left before we're going to close down the webinar, but please feel free to type in your questions.
Yeah, and even tell us what kind of business you're in, and we'll be glad to, we'll be glad to give you advice on just even your business line and how you might use these tools. All right, we have another question coming in from Bill. The question is, I own a restaurant, and I wanted to learn how to promote these daily deals on Twitter. So the idea, Bill, there would be, what you really want to do is you want to structure something that you don't have there in your restaurant up on a board or something. You want to actually make these deals exclusive to Twitter. That way when folks are coming back or when folks are following you on Twitter, they're getting something that no one else is getting. So you're engaging and you're creating an audience around that type of deal. We have another question coming in. I have a mental health counseling business. Oh, very good, very good. And so from mental health counseling, do you want to take that one? I mean, I don't mind. I mean, no, I talk too much.
No, go ahead.
All right. So we actually, one of my clients actually owns a mental health counseling business, and in working with her, what we've done is we did a lot of local search optimization to start with. So we took their website and made sure it was ranking for keyword terms like, substance abuse or mental or health counseling or those type of keywords in the Raleigh area. But from there, from a social media perspective, what we did was we tried to offer good advice on a blog, and when we repost those blogs to the social media outlets, and they may be, with HIPAA and all that stuff, you got to be careful what you do in that area, but you can do things like blogs around how to relieve stress at work, or what to do, what to do if you're feeling like your personal space is invaded. Does that help give you an idea? All right, we have a travel specialist in Raleigh. And so from a travel agency perspective, you want to talk about Pinterest on that one?
Sure, I can talk about Pinterest. One of the things that I've seen that works really well for travel agencies on Pinterest is destinations, is having a collection of really good images and video of destinations and resorts and have those posted on there and promote your travel agency that way. I don't know if you're more in the leisure end of it or the business end. I guess for the business end, I don't know. A lot of hotels, different hotels and stuff. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yes, images of inside and videos inside the cruise ships and like I said, the resort areas and the different, just the prettiest pictures you can find of the destinations that you book.
Make them want to come.
Yeah, make them want to go there.
You mind if I fill the one about training?
Oh, not at all. Okay. Back to Jeremy for another question.
Hey, guys, we have one firm here that does training and consulting. Interestingly enough, my wife is in that industry, and so what they use social media for is after they have their training classes, whether they be online or they be, in a physical space, they'll promote their social media channels during those classes. And what they do is they have Freestyle Fridays, which is, ask whatever question you have about those leadership topics, and we'll try to field it with one of our experts. A firm I used to work for did higher education consulting, and those guys, what we did was spin up a blog and promote it on our social media sites, and even if it was like a coding issue for a computer, or maybe it was a business process in higher ed, we would have a certain day or a certain time of month where we would actually go out there and start and post content or answers to their question. And Tamara had a great idea as well, which is the advent of Google Hangouts. I mean, this is a new cool tool, and I don't know that everybody knows about it yet, but what you can spin up from a training perspective is you can do an online class for free. If all of you are on Google+, you can spin up that Hangout, and you can all get online as long as you have a webcam and a mic, and you can see one another and train together. Maybe it's like impromptu ad hoc or impromptu real-time training. You want to say anything about that?
No, you pretty much covered it.
I think we've covered all the questions, or are there other questions that folks may have? Oh, we got some good comments. We got some nice feedback. Thank you, guys. Y'all have been great. I know we had the lines muted, but thank you all for joining. And we have a couple more minutes, so if anyone has any other questions, by all means, go ahead and type those in.
Well, I think we'll close it down. Thank you very much for participating with us today, and look forward to hopefully seeing you at one of our counseling sessions soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good day.